Hi, I'm JJ. Welcome or welcome back. This is another tag for, I don't know if I'm going to post this on Tag Tuesday because I'm behind tag, so it might not be Tuesday. But this is the quarter year crisis tag created by Roisin at Roisin's Reading, and I was tagged by Mike at Bibliophile Reads. And by the time I post this, it's the end of April, so it's not a quarter crisis anymore. It's a third of the way through the year, but I'll just answer these prompts anyway, and I'm not going to tag anyone at the end just because it's getting too late. But if you do want to do it, you can always do it if you want. These questions were interesting. Number one, how many books have you read so far? So I've read 83 so far, 47 audio and 36 that were either ebooks or physical books. 44% of the books were nonfiction and 56% were fiction. And over 58% were over 300 pages. Number two, have you already found a book that you think could be a 2026 favorite? And I've read several fantastic books already this year. I really enjoyed Queen of Faces, and I wish that I had grabbed a couple of books with me before I sat down. Queen of Faces, Assata, Assata Shakur's biography or autobiography. Reading Lolita in Tehran, Daughters of the Bamboo Grove, and I absolutely loved The Color Purple by Alice Walker. I will write a list down below so that you guys have the author names for those. And number three, any one-star or least favorite books this year? The one that disappointed me the most, that I did not enjoy at all, was You Dreamed of Empires by Alvaro Enrique. I really expected to like this book. I had looked forward to it for a long time, so maybe my expectations were too high, but I just didn't enjoy it at all. Number four, most read genre. The first was history. Since I am doing Historathon all year, that does make sense. And then the next, the number two was fantasy. The fifth prompt, a book that surprised you. That would be Queen of Faces. It was one of my favorite books I read. It had everything that I wanted. I was not expected to enjoy it as much as I did. It was a impromptu read, and I absolutely enjoyed it. And it is a fantasy book about a society where you can essentially custom make bodies. So essentially you can live for much longer by having your consciousness, or what they call the perth, put into one body or the other. So as you're aging, you can put it into a younger body and just always improve upon your situation, I guess. But that's for the rich. So the poor, if they're dying or if they're sick, when they're gone, they're gone, unless some of them try to get a cheaply made body, or there's like black markets in these bodies that they can get. And so that's where the story starts. Is one of those girls, she is a poor person of color, and she gets really sick, so her mom gets her a body on the black market, but it's one of the aging male bodies, so it's very badly taken care of. I always pictured it like Frankenstein, actually. And so it's a trans story as well, because she's stuck into this body that's not who she is. And it's also a magic world where based on the kind of person you are, like what you're good at, manifests in some sort of magic. Sometimes if you're one of the magic blessed people. And so her magic ability is making others perceive what she wants them to. So she uses that a lot as she decides that she's going to try to steal one of the rich bodies and, you know, survive, because the body that she has only has like about a year to go and she does not have enough money to buy it. So she gets caught stealing and is, instead of being killed, asked to be essentially an assassin, because there's this enemy that's trying to destroy the magic world, the rich world, you know, take it down. And so she is acquired to do this, and she has this band of people on her side, all kinds of misfits and stuff, and she creates this found family among them as she strengthens her magic and her sense of self, despite not being in the body that she belongs in. And also realizes that maybe some of the things that she had been taught to believe about herself and about society growing up might have been wrong. I'm really sorry for my cat running around. So it was so much more than I was expecting, and it was fantastic because you never knew who to believe and who to trust, because they're all in different bodies. The magic world was great, and the rift between the magic and the non-magic, the rich and the poor, and the people of color versus essentially all the bodies you could build that were the perfect bodies were white, model-esque type of bodies. And so it's also about race. And so it was absolutely fantastic, and it did surprise me. Sorry to do a whole review again. Number 6. A book that came out in 2026 already that you want to read but haven't. There are a few. Elizabeth and Ruth by Livy Michael. And this is a story about Elizabeth Gaskell. And one of her famous books was Ruth, but it was inspired by an actual person. So this is that story. And then She Who Remains is by Renee Karabasa, and she's a Bulgarian writer. And there's also another Bulgarian one that I wanted to read this year that's out, is She Made Herself a Monster by Anna Kovačeva. I'm sorry about butchering that, but my writing's also very bad. Number 7, one goal you made that you're succeeding at in this year. And I have been doing pretty good on my 26 books that I wanted to read in 26. I think last time I checked, I've read 8 or 9 of them, but then did not finish one of them. I don't remember which one it was, because it was Empires of Silence, I believe. Empire of Silence. It was a fantasy that I had been looking forward to, and I just could not get into it at all, so I just stopped. Number 8, one goal you need to focus on, and that's my continuing to read around the world. I've been doing pretty good at that, but it has not been my focus, so I'm a little bit behind of where I personally wanted to be. So I'm going to be focusing on that, especially since a lot of the books that I've been reading have been really like thick history books or emotionally devastating books. I have several that are translated fiction that are much smaller ones that I can kind of squeeze in between some of my reads if I actually focus on it, which is what I want to be doing. And then number 9, new to you, Booktubers, bookstagrammers. I don't do Instagram or book talk, so I don't have those. So mine would just be Booktubers. And I actually just recently found several that I just started to follow. So I'm going to link those down below to kind of have you guys get a chance to check them all out. I don't want to get any of their names wrong or anything, so I'm not going to say them here. But please look down below, because I will tag several booktube channels that I hope that you do check out. And I guess that's the end of it. Like I said, I'm not going to do any tags, so that's it. That's the quarter year crisis tag, and so thank you, Roisin, for creating it, and Mike for tagging me. As always, happy reading and have a great day.